Hey everyone, Cory from Aquarium Co-op stealing the Bob Steenfott Livestream Monday night. Bob couldn't be here with us tonight, and so he asked us to fill in. He was kind enough to trust us with his information. So we'll see what kind of shenanigans we can get into. And I know normally it's kind of a loose talking of the peoples, if you will, but do you guys have a topic you want to discuss tonight? Yeah. Also, if you don't know, my name is Cory, and my co-host here is Jimmy.
Hello.
We are from the Aquarium Co-op channel. Not everyone knows us, but, you know, we'll remedy that tonight. So, if you don't know, 800-gallon aquarium behind me with tiger barbs and clown loaches, got that out of the way. Now we can talk some serious fish. We just got back from Cataclysm. Stopped and did a bunch of rad fish room tours, including Gary Lang. If you don't know who he is, kind of a rainbow god. Where else we go? Rusty Wessel. His fish room was super awesome. He collected essentially everything in it, and it's a fish building.
That is the most crazy thing. My mind can't fathom all those fish caught by him, and how many tanks he has. It's insane.
Yeah. So his building, I'm wicked jealous, right? So it's got solar lighting, so solar tubes lighting up the fish tanks. The building was designed so that the tanks would be lit differently based on the sun passing. I mean, it's like a fish nerd's dream building. Literally, the building was built, and then fish tanks were put into it. It's not like, oh yeah, I'm going to buy a house. Oh, it's got a property. I'm going to put fish tanks in there. It's ridiculous. It was super cool. And I don't even know did we film that? Did we film his toilet? His toilet was awesome.
You were supposed to film that toilet.
Oh.
You didn't?
He had the...
Well, when he shows the water change system, you can see the toilet, so...
Yeah.
His toilet is a fish tank.
Yes, it is a fish tank, and there is a fish living in it. It's awesome. Yeah. So, what else? We saw...
Lucas
Brett's house and his new water change system. That was cool. We saw...
Cane Waters and Canely and Quality Pet Shop and Twin City Guppies and...
Yes, all those. Greg Sage, saw him too.
Sage.
Did we hit any other ones?
I think that's it.
I feel like that answer, there's one more somewhere, but I don't know. So, where is Bob? Bob had an emergency. I asked him if he wanted me to tell people what the emergency was, and he didn't respond. So, you know, I'm going to let the cat out of the bag. He tried pie for the first time, and now he can't leave the restaurant. He keeps ordering more and more pie. So, you know, what can you do? I think we've lost him on Mondays forever because it's pie special at the local diner.
Makes sense. Everyone's talking about the beard again, of course.
Oh, this little thing?
Yeah,
oh,
yeah, that one. That little
thing.
It
is so itchy and horrible. I can't wait for it to grow in a little more, and then I can actually trim this beast down, if you know what I'm saying.
All right, so Nathan Chung asked, I'm currently deciding plans for a 40 breeder tank. I have a Phoenix Stingray. Suggestions for carpeting foreground plants.
If you don't do CO2, the only one I think you're going to have a shot with is Marsilia minuta. It's kind of a little node plant that it's a low-light carpeting plant. Takes forever and a day, but it'll just send these little, they're almost like little lollipops. And they just keep sending those up, and it'll carpet over a very long period of time. You could also do Crypt Parva, but that takes even longer. Like, I started a carpet of Crypt Parva 17 years ago, and, yeah, my beard is longer than it, so.
I once started Sargent Repens without CO2 and everything, and I grew just fine. And I bought it at PetSmart.
Did it get tall?
It didn't get tall, but it got nice green and lush, and it spreaded it carpeted really nicely inside a crystal red shrimp tank. So,
well, there you go. I mean, we sell starter gun pens, but I always think it needs at least medium light, and I think just a Stingray on a 40 breeder is going to put you in low. But hey, I'm not gonna. You can give it a try, but don't be devastated if you're like, oh, it's not working. It's not working.
What is going on right now? Bob's getting trolls.
I don't know.
Anyways, how did they buy fish from Gary Lang?
So we talked about this. Basically, Gary Lang's goal is to provide pure, high quality rainbow fish to the hobby. And the way he can do that is he breeds what he can breed, And then he's supplying select fish farms in the U.S. Now, those fish farms, they're going to sell them to wholesalers. So the ones he's mainly working with right now, they're going to end up in Seagrass Farms' hands, which is a big wholesaler, sells to a lot of places all over the country. So if your store orders from them, long term, you'll be able to get some very high quality rainbows coming in. And once they start getting distributed, mass produced, distributed, and into our hands, then everyone can get some. The other ways are to go to an event, and this is why you would go to Cataclysm, or he's speaking at the Chicago Aquatic Experience. I heard, and I'm not promising this, but I heard he was going to try and bring some eggs and give them away at his talk.
Man, I'm so jealous for people that get to see the talk.
So you got to buy that talk pass to go see it, but he's going to give away eggs, and you could raise them up, and you could get some very high quality rainbows that way. The other way that I know is to go on Aquabid. His name on there is just straight up rainbow because he's been on there forever and a day. So you can buy him when he lists them there. He doesn't list a ton. And then the last option to get Gary Lang's fish would be to join Rainbow Fish USA and Rainbow Fish Australia. I think those are the two groups on Facebook. And he'll be chatting there. And if you kind of know what you're doing and you're deemed worthy and you're willing to pay the prices and all those types of things, you can track down some rainbows. So for me, how did I get them? I drove to the convention and then his house. That's how I got some Pseudomogul reticulatus that I'm going to start working with. So not all these fish are that easy to get, and sometimes you got to do a little bit of work. That's what makes them special, though. So
that plant you were talking about earlier, the first one, the carpet plant. Could you tell that gentleman how to spell it? Because I don't even know.
Oh, I could type it in. Yeah, Marsilia minuta.
Sherry asked, can I get a shot of the goldfish? There's no goldfish in there right now. It's just a betta with some snails.
Just one betta. We did bring in. We were not ready to do this. We got the notification to do this like 3 or 4 hours ago, but we were up till 3 a.m. shooting an unboxing because I had to go to the airport because the fish came in late at night, and there were some wicked big sherbunkins that I ordered for myself that were like bodies are like this.
He's not exaggerating.
Chunky, biggest ones I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that we're going to set up like the 280 gallon or something like that right off to the side here and have a bunch of longfin sherbunkins and that type of stuff. I do miss having goldfish, and so I want to get that set up and play around with it. So
what's Bob's password?
Bob's password is brisket baby 246. I'm just kidding.
That would be totally right.
I know, I knew it would be believable enough, so.
Let's see. You should do a fish room tour soon. We have the latest one. I mean, it's not too old. It's less than a month old.
Well, you never make enough of them, but I'll say this. Yesterday, I spent all day working on the fish room with me, the bearded fish keeper, which is another guy who hangs out on YouTube. Name is Kyle. And mostly we had Jimmy editing all day because we're trying to get videos out for tomorrow. But spent all day in the fish room, did a lot of stuff. I drilled 4 125-gallon aquariums. We painted the back of them. We put some real work into that stand. We started skinning it with the plywood and everything. It's really coming along. I did some ranting, kind of old school style. And so, yes, basically, I'm deeming the series Fish Room 2.0. We're going to redo that entire thing. And it's just the way I keep fish, and the purpose has changed a lot. When I first designed that fish room, it was to only import fish for my business. And that I didn't have YouTube. Well, I had YouTube, but I wasn't as serious about YouTube. And then it kind of evolved to I'm not doing that nearly as much now. So maybe I'll do a little bit of importing, but I want to do a bunch of breeding. And I want to just keep stuff and teach and that kind of stuff. So got to rebuild the room to accommodate that, I think. Yeah. I don't have to. I'm choosing to. I'm not going to say I have to.
And drilling tanks looks like more of a pain in the butt than anything.
Well, is that the first time you'd ever seen it?
Yeah.
The 125s are really thick. So the ones that are a pain are actually 10 gallons. They're so thin, they just crack really easy. So
it's literally 20 minutes per tank.
It's a long time, but it's not that much of a pain.
That's insane. I just want to address that is my tank on this side right here over there.
Oh, yeah. That's back from when you were in Ohio.
Sense, Yeah, that was my tank in Ohio. no longer, but
Mm-hmm.
and let's see. The secret is out. Jimmy and Bob Steenfott are the same person. I could probably fit inside his body.
So when you see those movies where I can't remember what the movie is, but it's like a big robot or something, and then at the top in the head it's like this tiny little alien. That's essentially Jimmy. Jimmy just lives inside of Bob's brain, and it's proportionally correct.
And
That's how big Bob is.
I use throws as blankets, so.
It's true. You'll see that. He is small enough to do that. That's
what happened to your favorite guppies you've ever seen? I don't recall them seeing in your recent fish room videos.
They should have been in there, but basically all the big adults died off. I think of old age. I think they came in really big. And I've got fry, and they do look like they probably are breeding true. But they take a really long time to color up. Right now they're mostly black with some speckles of color. And I think that's going to be the problem with them is like, look how amazing these look. Sweet. 3 more months. They're dead because it took them, 16 months to color up. But they're doing well. They're living with the black rose shrimp that I got from Flip Aquatics. And, that's part of that is we want to do big tanks. Well, not big tanks. I really want to change the fish room into this tank does this tank does that type of thing. And so right now they're living in a 20-gallon because we broke down that entire wall of the 40 breeder where it was living in. And because all those 40 breeders went to the warehouse to ship out plants. And everything is just in flux at the moment. But we came, or at least I came back from Cataclysm super jazzed, jazz hands and all, to start playing in the fish room again. And so we got back Friday, and I basically did a bunch of sleeping because it was horrible. And then Saturday? Was it Saturday? No. Sunday is when I got back into the fish room and started building. So that, really lit a fire under me.
Yeah. And 20 fish rooms can do that. If you want to rekindle your passion for fish tanks, take a tour of someone else's fish room.
Yeah.
That'll definitely help.
Well, take a tour of one that you like.
Yeah.
Because if you take one that's not very good, you're like, oh, I don't want to do this.
All right, so back to Gary Lang's eggs. Does he artificially raise every single one of his?
He does, yeah.
Okay.
Yep, he does do that. He pulls all the egg. Well, not necessarily. Like he pulls the mops and raises those that way. But as you'll see, maybe in the Lucas Brett's, he raises a decent amount of rainbows and does it a different way. And truth be told, I've done it Gary Lang's way, and I'm excited to try doing it Lucas Brett's way to compare, because his way looks like a lot less work, and I tell you what, I don't like doing work.
How long until you get to see the tour of Gary Lang's fish room? That's up to the big guy.
My guess would be in the next month. Well, it's not even a guess. Like, for sure, probably the next month. But we have to do... So, like, we could have it done tomorrow, except it wouldn't be that good. So, like, if I just, like, crack the whip on Jimmy and be like, it has to release tomorrow, he'll get it out tomorrow. But if I get us ahead to where we've got, like, all the next 2 weeks' videos out, and he can spend days and days and days crafting it and, working with it, he can make something really amazing. I think we took the most footage at Gary Lang's house.
Yeah.
Because we stayed the night there.
I kind of want to put it out, if that's okay. Like, I want to put it out before he gives the talk at Chicago, so everyone knows who this master is. Like, I mean, not like they don't know already, but it'll really give him some more fame, and maybe get people to buy that talk pass. So.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, we'll definitely make sure it's out before then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's see here. What are you gonna bring to a Chicago Aquatic Experience giveaway?
I don't want to say what it is yet, because if that falls through, I don't want everyone to be angry. But I'll say this: at this point, the quote I got and I have okayed. I'm just waiting to see the tests before shipping. So I got to ship it all to Chicago. I'll have $4,000 invested of stuff to give away. So. Not messing around. I plan on really giving some stuff away. You guys that have been following the Aquarium Co-op channel know that I try to give back as much as I can, and business has been going well, support's been going well, all those types of things. And so I feel kind of my duty to do things like this. And so, I really wanted to push and make sure we got the YouTube booth going so that any YouTuber who wanted to be a part of that, all they had to do was kind of make a video saying like, hey, I'm going to the Chicago Aquatic Experience. There's going to be a YouTube booth. I'm going to be there. You guys should check it out. And it'll cross-promote everyone in that fish YouTuber experience there. So we got that done. That's like for sure happening. And now I'm working on the different swag and stuff like that I can give away. Because since I'm not selling anything there, I'm putting all of that money towards giving stuff away. So instead of setting up like the coolest booth you've ever seen for $10,000, I would rather try and give away that money. Like not in actual money, but just in merchandise and cool things and, buy tacos and, have a fun event and make sure I reward people as much as I can because I feel like I've been hyping this thing up all year. And so I'm going to do what I can. But I am starting to run into limitations like how do I get all this stuff there? That could be a problem. I got to start calling hotels and be like, can I ship this in early and can you store it for a few days? Like that's some logistics I haven't found out yet. So,
someone said beard cap. That's gotta be Bob Steenfott.
That's right. I can't even think of a Bob.
That's a nice beard.
Like
I'll
a
tell
Bobism. There's got to be like a Bobism I could do.
He goes a lot. No, hum or was it?
I thought I did that, but I don't know. Someone asked if they could get the stickers and stuff like that in the UK. Not yet. Basically, I'm a horrible person, and so I spent time today through emails and stuff like that, working with app providers for my website, trying to figure out logistics. And so far, I'm hitting more dead ends. Right before I left on the trip, it was my goal to really figure out how can I make some of this stuff start happening. And I've been working on it since I got back. I've been sitting in front of a computer just beating my head against it, going, that ain't going to work, that ain't going to work. And so I'm trying. So, I already know I'm not going to be able to ship plants and snails and that kind of stuff to you in the UK, but how can I make it so that I can ship a sticker? Like, that should not be out of the realm of possibility. And right now it is. And mostly, if I just sold pens, here's my pen. I just use my pen. If I just sold like pens and dry goods, it would be really easy. But I have to limit what I can ship you because if you go, I want a sticker, and give me some easy green and some plants and some snails, that I can't send that order. So then I got to email, I got to refund, I got to do all these things, and so I got to find a way to be able to limit what I can send out or what it'll let you check out with based on where you live. And so far, I keep striking out. I found one app today. They're like, yes, that is in, we're beta testing it, that ability. And then there was, so the only way around it is I would have to go set permissions for every single item in my store for every single zip code or country I wanted to ship it to. So it's not, you would think like, how about we just put in the ones we don't want it to ship to? No. You have to put in everyone you can ship it to and then delete the ones that, so it's kind of a nightmare. And and there was another little twerk or tweak in there that was going to make it so it wouldn't work. And so I had to bail on that one too. Even though it was only a $15 app, I had high hopes on that. Dang it. So
Kyle Dave says, hi, Cory and Jimmy. You guys are pro hackers. But
That's
I have
right.
a question. Where would be a good place to buy a 40 to 75 gallon acrylic aquarium?
Acrylic, huh?
Yeah.
So if you don't have a local store, check, my brain's not working, Craigslist. You're probably going to strike out there, let's be honest. Then, this is probably the answer you're not expecting. I would probably buy one on petco.com. I'm 99% sure they ship acrylic tanks. I don't know up to what size, but here's why. Because you can wait for them to have like a little promo like they do, and then you could have bought like gift cards online at a discount. Let's say you got them like 15% off, buying them from like Gift Card Granny or eBay or something. And you can save a little bit of money. It's still going to be pretty expensive because you're shipping an aquarium, but I'd give that a go. At least I'm hoping that's the answer that you haven't read online 100 times already, and you're going, okay, I actually got some use out of that. So
Xander has been asking, what are your thoughts on Purigen? Is it worth the money?
So Purigen in itself is worth the money if you need what Purigen does. So if you need to take out tannins and polish water and that kind of stuff, Purigen, because you can recharge it, is totally worth it compared to like carbon, right? But if it's like a Planet tank, maybe you don't need it. A lot of times people, well, let me just back up. If the question is Purigen definitely a better deal than carbon? The answer is yes. Now, whether you need it or not, that's probably up to you. But in my experience, I don't really need it. So that's my, where if you're like, is it worth it to me? Well, no, because I don't buy it. But if I needed it, I would buy that instead of carbon. So there you go.
Okay, so Jason Stevens asks, best place to buy a diamond blades for drilling. Is there a certain brand you found to be more durable than others?
So I've tested quite a bit, and in my experience, they're all pretty much equal. So I've bought ones that are like $90 to $100, and they drilled the same amount of tanks. And this is just my experience. Like I only bought one because it performed the same. It drilled the same amount of tanks as a $7 drill bit on Amazon. So I typically buy my drill bits on Amazon, and I buy them like 6 at a time because they're like $7. And then I limit the amount of tanks that I drill with them. So like I drilled 4 125s yesterday. I used 2 bits. If I was going to drill like 40-gallon breeders, I'd probably limit the drill bit to 6 or 8 of them together. And my thinking is this. Let's pretend that it costs you $1 per hole you drill. You drill 7 tanks, it was $7. Completely worth it when you tack on $1 to the cost of your aquarium, and now it has a hole in it. When I built my store, we were able to get as many as 20 tanks out of one, but the second 10 would take a lot longer, and we had higher chances of breaking. The closer we got to 20, the percentage of breaking the aquarium went up. And then do realize that 20 125s with their really thick glass is way different than like the 20 gallons we were drilling for the store. So, yeah.
Now, what lasts longer for you, acrylic or glass, and what is your personal favorite?
Last longer, huh? I suppose acrylic technically will last longer. You're going to pay a lot more for it. Glass is harder to scratch. I kind of like, in a perfect world, I would take glass for like 55 and under and acrylic for 75 and up.
Oh, that's a really good answer.
That's how I feel, I guess.
Let's see here. What camera could I use for long-term time lapse of a tank I'm setting up? You can use your phone?
Yeah, I would use your phone. Like any of the newer, doesn't have to be the newest, but newer iPhones can do it. I would wager that most Androids, well, I'll bet you this, even if Android didn't come with stock, there's got to be an app you can download to do it. So I would use a phone to do it. And the reason I would use a phone is because on a really long time lapse, you're going to need a lot of battery, so you can just plug it into the wall, and phones are pretty much ready to be plugged in and be used at the same time. So I know we do a lot of that. We use remote chargers for our time lapses because time lapses go on for hours.
Yeah.
So,
Crazy Diva CK asks, "Hey Jimmy, when is the Rusty Wessel fish room tour?"
I don't know.
Probably after Gary Lang.
Probably after Gary Lang. Yeah. I would wager that to be a true statement, but I don't want to promise anything because whenever we promise stuff and we don't deliver, people get angry. And the only reason it wouldn't come out is if sometimes Jimmy gets like editor's block. He's like, this is not right. It's not right. And then he goes and edits something else, then he comes back to it, and then, and then it works. So.
For the people joining, Bob is not here tonight.
Yeah, Bob had a
emergency
pop up, and so that's why it says canceled. It's not like, I was thinking when someone asked like why it said cancel, I was thinking it'd be funny that said we just bought his channel. Like he's never coming back.
People have been saying you're just taking over channel by channel, one by one.
Well, let me be clear here. I have always said I will pretty much show up anywhere I'm invited to be on YouTube. And people always just assumed I'm saying no, but the reality is people just aren't inviting me. So I pretty much always show up.
Very true.
That's the thing is like, because for me, it's just an hour of my time to hang out and have a good time and I get exposure, and I get to have fun, and why wouldn't I do it? And, so people just aren't reaching out. So when people go, why haven't you done a collab with that person yet? I don't know. They haven't reached out. I basically gave up reaching out over a year ago when I reached out to like everyone and was like, hey, you want to do a collab? And once I basically asked everyone, they know the door is open. So when they're ready, they can come to me. Simple as that. So.
Cory, is that black beard algae growing on your face?
Yes, this is my hipster beard, as someone was asking if I'm going hipster.
Yeah. His bristle noses can grow more facial hair than I can. So.
The funny part is, like, I don't know if you've shaved since you've been back, Jimmy.
Just my sideburns.
Oh, your sideburns. But in the video you'll see, or in the vlog, we didn't shave an equal amount of time, and I grew this beard, and he grew
nothing.
He is so lucky, where he's like, oh man, I wish I could grow a beard, and I'm like, oh man, I wish I didn't have to shave like that. That is awesome. So, what was I just talking about? Oh, my hipster joke. It's my favorite little joke I heard, I want to say like 2 or 3 months ago. Someone told it to me. I feel like it might be Zenzo, like of Tazawa Tanks. I feel like it was him, YouTuber, when I was in San Francisco. But the joke goes, how much does a hipster weigh? The answer is 1 Instagram. That's right.
I forgot how dumb that joke was.
Dumb, yet apt. It's very apt. That's a play on words, by the way.
You look like an MMA fighter.
I do?
I can see
That's
that.
right. I'm just jacked.
Jacked.
Wouldn't that be amazing if everyone just thought I was fat, and then one day I like all of a sudden brought out the gun show, and you guys are like, what is this magic wizardry? So I am going to do that, though. So I'll make this commitment now, so that way I get to feel bad about it the rest of the year. And it's your guys' job to be like, hey, you didn't do it. And I'm going to be like, yeah, I know I didn't do it. I'm really lazy. But my goal is to put a treadmill in the fish room during the winter, because it's hot, to prepare myself for Peru. As you guys probably know, I'm going to Peru with Bob. And after talking with Gary Lang, who goes and collects, not in Peru, but in New Guinea and stuff like that, he's like, man, you really want to start conditioning yourself to walk in 80 to 100 degree heat with 80 to 100% humidity with not very much water, not very much supplies. And I thought, you know what? That's not a bad idea. And so the closest thing I could think of to that would be put a treadmill in the fish room and just grind it out like an hour every other day, and then try and do like a 5 hour. Like if I could do a 5 hour, like a 4 or 5 hour walk with the backpack on and not die of exhaustion, I think I'm pretty much as ready as you can get for Peru. Also, it'll let me try out, like, I got some different tips from Gary Lang on different types of shoes to wear when you're collecting. Like a lot of people go with those big rubber boots. He's not a fan of that. He showed me some other stuff that I'm going to try out, but I could break all those in.
I wanna know too.
What's up?
You got to show me after this.
Oh no, I will never show you. You were downstairs filming. This is me and Gary time.
The reason why he wants me to come to Peru is so he can use me as a wooden plank to walk over mud.
Yeah.
He told me this.
Yep.
And I believe him. So
no,
I don't want to go.
Really, because Gary is saying you have to have someone filming because you don't want all that equipment directly over the water. So you want someone on shore. So, yeah.
Let's see here. Have any videos of Cataclysm with a sweet pleco you bought coming soon? What's the first video?
What do you mean, what's the first video?
That we're releasing from our trip.
I think it's going to be the Corridors talk tomorrow.
You guys love Eric Bodrock.
Yeah, Eric Bodrock
I can just listen to that guy all day, so.
Yeah, so that'll be the first one because it's kind of an easy one for us to edit. The first glimpse. Yeah, well, I said easy. I quoted it.
Okay.
I'm a slave driver and I demand perfection, so that's why it's not easy on Jimmy. But what was I? Oh yeah, a glimpse of 397s. That video I shot yesterday, I showed him off a little bit, and I shot a whole video on how to drive fish across country and keep them in a container for 10 days. So there's gonna be that video. You'll see some glimpses of them there, and you'll see what it's like when you when you plan on buying one group of fish and then it turns out you actually bought a bunch of groups of fish and now you got to scramble and get ready. So there's that. Yeah. So Dwayne is going to Peru. Yeah.
Hardest question.
Ooh.
Out of all the fish rooms you've seen, which one do you like the most?
Dean's.
Wait. Out of this weekend.
Oh. Out of this weekend. Which
or
one?
The past 2 weekends, sorry.
Yeah. Let me think. Who do I like the most out of these? So, the one I'd want the most probably is Rusty Wessels. I would do entirely different fish. But that natural sunlight is amazing. It's wicked cool. So I would want that fish room. If I got to choose, if I could just be like, boom, let's turn this into one of those fish rooms, I would choose that fish room.
Yeah, because it was built for fish tanks, and the way it was set up to be, it was built for
If I was going to build one, out of all the fish rooms I saw this weekend, or this last week, I would probably go with, Lucas Brett's.
Yeah, that's.
I like the water at each tank, which we got all that on video, so you guys get to see that.
Yeah.
When's my next 8-hour live stream? I don't know when the next one is, but I know, so what I'm saying is, I know when summer coming up, but I could do them before that. I would envision Thanksgiving we'll do one, and then on Christmas we'll do one.
Okay, so Jack McCready asks, what is the best but cheapest light for an aquarium?
At the moment, I would have to... Well, I don't know the price, but I would have to say the Aquaneat light.
Yeah.
We saw them at Lucas Brett's house. They're decently cool. I haven't run my par meter or anything on them, but I do know that he's been using them for a couple of years, and he likes them a lot, and they look visually pretty good. But I don't know the price. I just know, they come off eBay, and they're Aquaneat. And so my favorite light so far for cheap is the Stingray. That being said, I get them at wholesale, and if the Aquaneat was fairly close to the Stingray, I would just buy Stingrays. But if it's way cheaper, I would buy those. I would try those Aquaneats, basically.
So Bruce Wilson Jr. says, I'm thinking about building a Warcraft fish tank. Can plastic toys be added safely to the tanks?
I think so. I think there's a lot of stigma of oh my God, we're going to kill everything, and I see people talking about paint and all that. I've seen 1,000,001 kids tanks done that come into my store, and they have all kinds of stuff in there, and they seem to not really be having specific problems. Now, that doesn't mean that they didn't lose their Tetra 3 months later and they don't tell me about it or anything like that. I can't know, but it seems like all their dinosaur themes and Power Rangers and all that kind of stuff just works out. They're not really coming to me with problems. They're just going, hey, my plant's got a little bit of algae or something like that. So, I would say go for it. Don't put it in your crazy expensive discus tank or something like that. Take it easy. Here's a question for Jimmy. How much do you like editing?
It has its up and downs.
So where are the downs? Because I know when I see you when you get to do a short movie or you get to try a new technique. I know you're on cloud 9, but me as your employer, are you free to say what's the worst part? Is the worst part when
tagging fish? Well, now that we just use common names, which it's not so bad.
Is it horrible when you turn out a version and then I chop it up?
Is it horrible?
Yeah, because you turn it out and then I'm like, no, we got to do this, we got to do that, we got to fix this.
Of course.
So that is horrible. Okay, I feel bad, but at the same time,
no. But I mean, you know what you're doing, and we're this channel is built, with your knowledge, so I'll go with it.
All right.
I want to get it right.
I thought it might be horrible, but I'm just trying to do it for the fans. Because to me, I don't really care. I'll just as the content's there, I'll watch it, but I know that it's half of our.
But I give it to you expecting for it to be chopped down. So if I expect,
I do tell you to give me very rough drafts to start, so I don't watch you do a ton of work and then I just axe it.
But mostly, what I give you, we just put out usually. So.
Tell you what Bob's emergency is. Bob was gifted 3 parrots, and he's currently setting up their cages. And, so next time, I think on the Thursday live stream, he's going to have that parrot person on there, and you can talk to him all about it.
Wait, when's the last time you did a stream like this? People kept asking something. Oh, yeah, your black eye.
Yeah, when I had how did I get a black eye? Oh, yeah, when I had surgery on my eye. I can't even remember.
That was funny.
How far away is my 4,000-gallon aquarium? Pretty far away, Oliver. I'm visiting all these fish rooms. I'm back on the I want a million tanks kick. So, yeah.
Jimmy, what happened to your mascara barbs and the fish you used to have in your other house, like the leopard frogs? Sold them or gave them away? Mostly just gave them away. Yeah, all gone.
Yeah.
And Mr. Science Geek says, how much do you like roller coasters? It has its ups and downs. That's the elevator joke.
Yeah, that's the elevator for Mr. Deeds.
Yeah.
Oh, it's got its ups and downs. Thinking of bringing rice fish eggs back from Japan? Ooh, Michael's Fish Room, do it. I have been making some babies out there. So I've got some. It's worth it, though. They're really cool. I like them a lot. So do it.
Stream guests probably have Bob hogtied under the desk. Trust me and Cory, I don't think we can.
I don't think me and half the Aquarium Co-op nation could take Bob down. That dude, he's ready to go. He's gangster street. That's all I'm saying.
Question for Jimmy and Cory: would you rather only eat Brussels sprouts forever or jellied moose nose forever? What?
Jelly moose nose?
Hold on.
You're going to have to Google that for us. We'll answer that when we know what a jelly moose nose is. It's probably something like
Bob
horribly.
Google something on his live stream. So.
Josh B asked, how did I meet Dorcula? As cringy as it is, we met on the internet website Hot or Not. Back in the day, we both have a love for Indian food. And what else? It was Indian food, the same types of music. And it's kind of crazy that how compatible we are. Just in, I watch a lot of other people. We go visit a lot of other people. Katie or Dorcula is crazy supportive of me. And, we can generally get along. And it's not like, a lot of those couples where it's extra clingy. I can leave for 10 days. And, we miss each other, obviously. But I can still do it. And I can come back. And it's good. And all those things. So... Did you figure out what
It looks like just a moose nose.
I see. So it's eat Brussels sprouts the rest of my life or a moose nose? Oh, wait, no, I got to pick. I can only eat one of those two forever? If I'm picking between those two, I'm going to pick Brussels sprouts because I feel like it would be better for me.
Yeah, Brussels sprouts.
If it was like Brussels sprouts or that moose nose once, I would do the moose nose. But forever, I'm thinking, Yeah.
What is your favorite non-fish, non-taco hobby?
I don't really have any. Like, this is like the saddest thing of who Cory is I don't have hobbies. Like, I have things that control my life, which would be my business, aquariums, eating, and I would wager my family. And with my family, I loop in my dogs, my wife, and my family overall. But do you think I really have a hobby, Jimmy? Like, I play a video game every once in a while, but not like... I wouldn't say that's like a hobby, because it's not consistent enough. I'm trying to think if I legit have a hobby or not.
I can't think of anything. It's literally just visiting people in fish rooms and stuff.
Yeah, work. I'm a workaholic, so
which is work. So
yeah.
Okay, the Aquatic Shore has been asking for a while.
Okay.
I have a female guppy bobbing vertically at the surface of a 15-gallon tank. The parameters are 7.8 pH, 0 Mona, 0 nitrite, and 40 nitrate. A little bit of fin rot going on. Possible solutions?
Put salt in the tank. Put like a tablespoon per 2 or 3 gallons, and you might be a little bit soft in that water, and you pretty much need to go with a Hail Mary at this point. If you don't get something happening in that aquarium quick, you're just going to lose that fish. Once they're already doing that vertical thing, it can be a little rough.
I'm making my Chicago hike video tomorrow. Is there still time?
Oh yeah. See, like it's a little late to get, people to buy plane tickets, but there's tons of people that can drive. That's what I'm super jealous about is all the people that we're gonna see there that are driving there. Like that's crazy. We got to fly and all that, but I think next year we're driving.
That wasn't so bad.
I'm home with a road trip now.
The cots, man, the cots.
That's right.
What is the very best? No, we already answered that question. Not much other questions. You want to just babble on for a second?
Oh, I do babble. What I see with something about Indian food, I do love Indian food. There was a question that I saw that, how would I breed a lot of snails to make for a ton of cleaning and make a ton for cleaning puffer food and selling? I would probably do like Rubbermaid ponds with like an entire layer of crushed coral along the bottom and get like some calcium blocks in there. So like maybe even a cinder block to raise that calcium level and just feed a ton. That's what I would be doing probably. Yeah. And there's the Aquaneat lights. The ones that Lucas are using are the blue and the white spectrum, but full spectrum's kind of cool. But didn't we just hear on Dwayne Kitchell's live stream that his wife was saying that the 6700K spectrum is blinding fish
over time?
Yeah,
we've been blinding our fish for years.
So that could be something. I don't know if that's true or not. We'll look at the evidence.
People like it when you turn your head around. It's kind of like, have you seen the movie Over the Top with Sylvester Stallone? And it's an arm wrestling movie.
I have seen that movie.
Isn't that movie awesome? Yeah, you got to turn your head around.
That's when I get serious. I used to only wear my hat like this, but in the early 2000s, who didn't, right? Like if you wore your hat straight, you're weird. You didn't look. Well, if you wore your hat straight, you had to be over the age of like 45. That's pretty much how that went.
Can I keep cherry shrimp in soft water?
Yeah, I do.
I would prefer a little bit hard water, but
if
you can, you can.
The question was, can you?
Yeah.
Didn't ask me what do I prefer for it. Yes. Do I ever check in on shelldwellers.com? Almost never atomic cichlid. I just don't have the time. And I do. I want to say like once every 3 months. I approve people to join and stuff like that, and I get some updates and things like that. But honestly, I just pay the few $100s a year to keep it going as my community service. I feel like I do a lot of those little projects where it's like, it only costs me $400 a year. Let's keep it going, because I think it's a great resource, even though no one uses forums anymore. So,
has Bob reached an all-time high in likes thanks to Cory and Jimmy? Looks like someone's paying out in tacos. Really?
Is it? Do we have a bunch of people watching?
We have 311 people watching right now, though.
How many?
311.
Ooh, I was thinking about we should do like a pledge drive, like all super chats. We can't even get the money, so we should think of clever ways to get people to donate. Like, what could we do? All right, here's what we're gonna do. Everyone, Bob's gonna have to do this. So, everyone who super chats, let me back this up here. Super chat. I want you to super chat Bob the value you get from Bob. So if you're like, man, I get $3 worth of content out of Bob, this is awesome. I want you to do that. And here's what I'm going to do. If you only value him at $1, whatever it is, it's kind of a raffle. At this point, at the end, because I don't know who, I'm going to make Bob do this. But everyone who places a super chat will be entered in, and I will give away a $100 Aquarium Co-op gift card. So obviously you're going to have to live in the USA because a $100 gift card doesn't do you much outside of the USA. So, if only one person super chats, guess what? You're going to, for your $1, your $10, wherever, you're going to win $100. But I just think it'd be cool. So do that if you want. If you don't do it. While I'm on here, I should put the sales pitch on for Patreon for Bob. Bob's got a Patreon account. You can go and donate some money. He will use it for brisket and brisket accessories. I don't know what he's using it for really, but it supports a YouTuber who makes content, and the goal is to get more fish YouTubers doing it full time, doing it better. the goal is make it sustainable, which right now for a lot of creators, it is definitely not sustainable. Me and Jimmy and myself are in a very lucky position because we have a business backing us and things like that. And we do have support from our viewers who buy stuff from us and do donate through Patreon and all those types of things. So, yeah.
How much is a ticket to the Chicago experience?
I don't know that answer. The whole day is the 3-day pass, like the whole shebang's like $90, right? If you get into like all the talks, all the days, all the things, I think it's like $90. But there's lots of like, I'm only showing up for a day and it's like $30. Or I'm showing up for the day and I want to see these talks and it's like $50. But I don't know because I always have to fly there. And so for me, like to fly me and Jimmy there, I'm into it for like $2,000 at this point. And I don't even know how much the passes cost because that's like an afterthought. So what about Bob?
Turtle Girl says, Jimmy, did you suspect Cory wanted you to work for him when he offered you candy? Absolutely not. Like, I had no hint of the idea whatsoever. I just thought he liked my streams, but obviously he didn't.
Nope, you got burn.
Which, by the way, Corvus is in here, and he has one of the best streams around. So, shout out to big old Corvus over there.
It's my favorite live stream,
yeah.
And I realize I offend everyone, except all I do is fish. And Corvus does like 50% fish, 50% other. And that 50% other is so refreshing to me that, I support him through Patreon and all that. And so much so that I'm going to try doing a podcast with him, things like that. We're going to try all those types of fun things. And, we're going to see what we come up with because he's a cool dude. I met him in person a few times now. We've hung out. And I think we've got like the same ideals when it comes to brain thinkings and might be able to produce something cool. So,
Kang Lee says, should I send you some tacos from the taco place we ate at?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Well, I need to come back. Only crunchy though. That flat one was not as good as crunchy. So,
let's see. Any suggestions for lighting when making a video? Usually your fluorescents are the best, but
depends. Like if you're lighting, so like right now, Jimmy's on a live stream, right? And I'm on a live stream. We're actually using the chat screen. It lights us up. So Jimmy, move your thing and it'll watch his face right now. See how it darkens out a little bit, and then it brings the chat back up on the screen and it gets larger. So we're using that. But when it comes to aquariums, sometimes pulling extra lights off of another aquarium to light that one up. The more light you can put on a tank, usually the better it will photograph and film. So
I think we got some massive lag, but all the super chats just came in rolling at once.
Yeah, I think the way Bob has it set up, there's a delay.
Okay.
So yeah, that's good. I'm glad to see
people.
people.
Should I start reading these or?
Do they have words?
No, but I do want to just shout out the name.
All right, go ahead. Yeah.
So Perry Fish with a $5 super chat. Steve Scoglin with a $1.42 super chat. That's a weird number.
That's tasty.
Arsenal of Color Aquatics, $10 super chat. Love the thumbnail. Love the collabs, boys. Keep it up. Thank you very much. Paul Griffith with a $5 super chat. Fish fam. Let's see. Rob Hicks Aquariums with Canadian $2. I'm in Flynn. Can cash it in for me.
That's true.
Plastic Bass Hunter. A cool name. $10 super chat. Give me that easy green.
Give me that grain.
People are making it rain. Andrew Knox with $5 super chat for Bob.
You can have multiple entries. If you super chat more than once, you can do. Well, let's see.
What if you do like a bunch of $1? People can
let's do it one. One is all.
Okay.
Yeah, because people that donated 10, they're going to be at a disadvantage. So it's one chat. One.
Okay. Teresa C with $10 super chat. Thank you, Teresa. Racing's Natural Aquariums, my first super chat. Well, congratulations.
Hey, who did that? Racing?
Yep.
Awesome. That's always super cool.
Yeah.
Way to go. Thank you, Racing.
Gilbert Kabongong, I'm pretty sure I said that right. $2 super chat. Sarah Canopico. I heard Bob has to go film a Sam Squatch sighting, so $2 super chat.
Sam Squanch, actually.
Sam
and
Squanch.
Yes, he already filmed it, but he's shopping it around right now to the different news stations. No one's really taking him that serious because he kind of looks like a Sam Squanch. They're like, you shot yourself in the mirror, buddy. But, we'll see what he comes up with.
Continuing on, ELR with $2 super chat for the Steenathon.
Steenathon. Smells like Steen Spirit.
Gangley with a $2. Is it one entry per super chat? Yes, it is.
Yeah.
But he gave another $2 super chat. Thank you, Kangley. Very generous. Mike McKinnon with a $5 super chat. George Moody with a $10 super chat. It's in gold.
Holla.
Super chat frenzy. Kangley with another $2 and Kangley with another $2.
Christian Cool, I noticed you.
Mr.
How's it
Science
going?
Geek, $3.14. Pie super chat in honor of Bob's Pie emergency. Genius.
Yes. He's going to put it all proceeds go to pie buying.
Mary Beth Mabe, $1 super chat. And Kangley again, he was on a roll.
This is way more fun, raising money for other people.
Yeah, it is. Tim Lewis, fun times, $2. Wish you Jimmy Brown, $5.55. Good luck finding Bigfoot Bob. And Bruce Wilson Jr. with a $2 super chat.
You got, okay. And we got Big Steen with Priscilla. But the question is, or the comment was, thanks for the video about tanks. I found a local fish store closing down and got a truckload. I've also found estate auctions. Got 3 more over the weekend. I'm up to 35, but I can't stop. Well, you stop when your significant other tells you to stop. Because at 35 plus, there's no ground to stand on. But I need 40. You know. Ooh, Corey Jackson with the super chat. First time, long time fan. Thank you, boy.
Thank you, Corey.
I watched Trailer Park Boys. You better believe it. I was going to bring some quotes up, but none of those quotes are YouTube safe. So
Jim Meeker with a $2 super chat. Give me more tacos.
that's what I'm talking about.
Mr. Joshua with the $1. We are raising some money here, folks.
Hey, Roger, no worries about the super chat. I hear that, buddy. I had to tone down my super chats as well. Now, so honestly, I toned down my super chats a lot, and I do Patreon a lot more because more money ends up in the creator's pocket. And I don't know. I guess this is my thing at the moment, my flavor, my jam.
Dan Gavioli with a $2 super chat pie, and Sean Hilton with we need more crossover content.
Yes, I agree. Like, I mean, hey, all I'm saying is I cross over a lot as much as I can. I feel like that's what I do, but you know, we can make it happen again. One day we can even have Bob in here. You know,
Big Dog with the fish question: will some, none, or most White Cloud fries survive in a planted tank with adults?
As long as it's only white clouds, yeah, they raise up. They work well.
Cool. Sherry Sweeney or Sweeney with the
fundings for the bottle kids.
$5. Thanks, Bob, for your nice videos and calm presentation. First super chat. Thanks. Wait, $2 super chat from King. I think I broke my chat box.
This is gonna buy a lot of parrot food. It's gonna be awesome.
Tetra Tanks, $4.20. Can't wait for the Chi-Town. This is nonstop right now.
We're gonna break. He's gonna be like, "What'd you guys do?" He's like, "Are you guys free next Monday?"
KDR Aquatics with a $2 super chat. Yo, once I get some money, gonna make vids go sub. Levi Uric with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Levi. I like the name. Kenny Overhauls, $12 with super chat. Love you all. Thanks for all you do, and give it to the fish fam. Thank you, Candy. We try our best.
And Plastic Bass Hunter with the super chat for Rob Deadham.
See, that's we'll make sure all about.
We'll make sure that if that one is chosen, it will go to Rob Deadham, and that's super cool to share the wealth, if you will, or I don't want to say wealth, but that's what it's about, you know. And that's what I like about visiting fish rooms. We got some. Oh yeah, I told you we missed them. We went and saw like the largest Corridora collection in the world.
Oh, Jerry Jost.
Yeah. But, you know, he wouldn't even let us buy the fish. He gave them to us. Now, obviously, he sells them most times, but the fact that we drove out, we filmed it, we did all these cool things, he was very gracious to us. And, you know, so that's what I like about the fish keeping hobby is, especially when you're breeding fish, you give them to your friends and stuff like that, and it's super cool.
Bonnie B with a $5 super chat. And Chris V, this is part of the top 10 best anime crossovers.
That's right.
I want to have big anime eyes.
Why don't they have that built into our software yet? You'd think that can't be that hard to. And I need like hearts coming around me the whole time, like, you know. So.
Hello, Jimmy and Cory. I am late. What is up with the super chats?
Well, Zach, we said that we're giving away a $100 gift card to anyone who does a super chat and a super chat Bob based on what you think his content brings to you, but it's only for the USA, and I know you're out of the USA. That doesn't mean you can't super chat him. It just means that a gift card to the Aquarium Co-op doesn't do you very much. So, Nancy Griffin wants some advice on tire track eels. Mostly feed them a lot of bloodworms, and things like massivore pellets are going to get pretty large, and really, really, really seal up that top. They are escape artist masters. Besides that, make sure they don't get like tucked in right behind a heater. They'll stay there so long they can get burned. That's just dumb. And otherwise enjoyable. You know, they're kind of like a fire eel, but different pattern.
Okay.
Yeah.
Super chats are super cool, but if super cools were super chats, we'd all be loaded.
If peeing your pants is cool, consider me Miles Davis.
Can top center supports be replaced? My 75-gallon has a broken one, and just wondering if I can replace it without getting another tank.
Yeah, you could make one out of glass. You could make a glass center support brace. You could make it out of wood or something like that on the outside. It's going to look a little ghetto. You could even just use like a clamp. You could do it, but siliconing in a glass one and letting it fully cure and do all those things would be a good move. Yeah.
Okay, Kathy Rubido with a $2 Canadian super chat. HC Aqua with a $2 super chat. Thanks for the entertainment. This is my first super chat.
Nice. A lot, yeah, exactly. A lot of first timers. That's awesome.
Putting those credit cards in.
That's right.
Hey, FU2, $2 super chat. Thank you, Dean. Let's see.
Gene Dancing Machine says, I made Corridora food that looks like tacos. Send me some. I want it.
Yeah, we do want, like, remember you told me.
They got to make molds of tacos.
Rapashi.
Someone remind me later. I'm going to do that.
Molds of super tacos, or tacos. So Corvus also answered, yes, they are replaceable, though the work, I lost it. The scrolls, it's going so fast. $50 super chat.
Dang.
From Deb Schramm.
Ain't messing around.
Not messing around at all.
Deb and Cole
That's
Schramm.
Cole's, Cole's wife, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So awesome.
Thank you so much.
I think
Bob will be pleased.
They live in the mid-United States. Because we were driving around there. I think they live in Colorado.
I can't remember. I think they drove to they drove to Chicago. I think so. It can't be that far.
So,
but
I wonder if Bob knows what's going on here.
Why is he saying stuff?
I know. Like, I wonder if he knows.
No, I'm pretty sure he's still trying to get that third parrot put into the cage. I mean, they're flying all over his house and pooping up a storm. So, dollar per gallon sale started October 1st. You can buy a 10 or 20 gallon tank and cut it up and make a brace. That's a true statement.
Okay.
That's a true statement. Yeah, I guess. Didn't he say it was like a 75 gallon or something like that?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was like, if it's less than 29, just buy a new one. But, so yes, you only get one entry, like per person, not per super chat. And it's not that we don't appreciate the money and everything. We just want to make sure it's fair so that, Deb Schramm donated $50 and it should be skewed way heavy, but we want to make it so that if you're 12 and you got your parents to allow you to do $1, you have just as much chance as well. So, I'm really big on not, as much as possible, not making it kind of like a pay-to-play environment. So in all things, in business, I have to be a little bit different, but in general, if I'm working with, contests and all those types of things, the least amount to enter is always the best, in my opinion. So.
Okay, Aquatic Life MS with a $2 super chat. More entry for more chat. You already answered that. Joseph Hare, $15. Love the fish fam. Thanks for all the knowledge.
Nice.
Arsenal of Color again with a $5 super chat. If anyone outside wins and lives outside the U.S., I'll buy it off of them as long as they use the cash on Aqua Gear.
There you go. That's a cool thing. So if you donate now, so here's what's going on now. If you donate and you're chosen, but you do not live in the United States, Arsenal of Color will buy it from you at retail value. So he'll buy your $100 gift card for $100 so long as you promise to spend it on aquarium-related stuff. That's super cool, and that's opening it up to even more people. It's a little weird. Like, I can't really do that stuff because my business, it gets weird when I'm just sending people money. Like, I've got all these well, not all of them, but I have an accountant and a bookkeeper, and when money moves around somewhere, it has to be documented, and it has to have a reason why it's going there. I can't send money to friends or family or anything like that. So that's super cool that Arsenal Color Aquatics is going to do that for us.
Yep. Ella Gregory with the $1 super chat. And we are at the 5:59 mark. Bob's going to come back and be like, what did you guys do?
What'd you do?
Oh, and Scott Randall, $2 super chat.
Nice. Okay, I thought you said random, but Randall.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, because there's a couple minutes after this thing ends that you could still put in those, like a sniper bid? That last minute, ooh, get that in there.
Old eBay trick.
So I'm guessing you'll hear the outcome of all the super chats and stuff like that on Bob's next live stream. My guess would be Thursday, but he's got that whole shipment of raccoons coming in, so he might be busy that day too. So it just depends. I don't know his exact schedule. I know he does have that container load of raccoons though. So
here's that sniper bid.
There we go.
James died with a $10 super chat. PSA: Priscilla, MK Art, Nisi, Aquapros, and others also have Patreon setups if you like what they do.
Yes, so I'm going to explain that a little bit because I've explained it on my channel a few times, but I've started this movement, or at least I'm not. Maybe I shouldn't say I started the movement, but my Patreon or my idea is this: that if you guys enjoy the fish videos on YouTube, that you take 3 of them that you want to give money to, and give them $1 each. And so, like on my channel with 85,000 plus people, if I had that many Patreons or patrons, we could do ridiculous, crazy things like fly out and have tacos with someone every single day. Like, it would be so much more money than we even know what to do with, which would be amazing. And then you've got, let's say, Bob, who would love to take this full time. You've got Priscilla, who's making a bunch of art, probably wants to take it full time. You've got Aquapros. Pretty much every YouTube creator that's really trying would love to take it full time. And then you've got people who like Flynn and Danny's Aquariums, stuff like that, who are kids still in school, so they can't take it full time, but they have very limited budgets for gear and stuff like that. And so if you find their content, even though it's only $1 once a month, it adds up, So they can take that $50 at the end of a month or two, and it goes towards a new microphone or something like that. So yeah, in Corvus Ocean, same thing. So it's just it's more efficient way to crowdsource. And for me, I'm lazy, so I'm not gonna log in and super chat you every time I see you. But I might be going, hey, I'd give you $1 for forever. $1 a month, $12 a year. Here's my pitch. For $12 a year, less than, at least where I live, less than a movie ticket, you can support who you enjoy watching maybe a few times a week for the entire year. And while it doesn't seem like a lot, when you add up, if 100 people do that, if 100 people of Bob's channel out of the thousands he has, what is it, like creeping up on 20,000, if 100 people do that, that's $100 a month, which all of a sudden pays for a new camera every year, or, like you guys probably saw in his group, he bought sound recording equipment and things like that. We kind of did the same thing after talking with Corvus and some other things. We spent $1,200 on new microphones and everything 2 days ago. We haven't set them up yet, but...
I'm going to miss this mic.
What'd you miss? Oh. We've got... I'm going to air quote, professional mics and things like that. And it's just in a goal to make the live streams better, podcasts better, and things like that. So we generally try, at least our channel and a lot of other channels, try and reinvest absolutely everything back into making you guys just better content. That's just what we're here to do. It's what we enjoy doing. And so that is the Patreon sales pitch, if you will. I hope you guys had a good time. Hopefully we didn't make it too unbearable, but your alternative was nothing, so I'm hoping we're better than nothing, because when you're not better than nothing, that's a sad state of affairs. Like, I would rather have not even clicked to see that you were on here. Be like, oh, well, I'm sorry. But that's what you get today. Look forward to raccoons, parrots, and hearing all about the super chats and things like that on the live stream on Thursday with special guest Vin Diesel. So, he's pulling out the big guns for that one. Look for our video tomorrow. It's the Corridora, How to Breed Corridoras talk. Super cool. You don't even have to pay $1,000 to go there and watch it. They were nice enough to let us film it and bring it to you guys so that you will show up to Cataclysm next time and you will book Eric Bodrock to come speak at your club. So make sure you check that out. And, thanks for watching tonight, guys, and wish Bob good luck with those parrots.
Thanks, guys. Oh, one more $5 super chat by Pancake Face 22. I watched more than $5 worth of videos on here.
I hear that.